Well, here we are, April 2010, first week of spring gobbler season. And went out this morning and got our first gobbler of the year, 22.5 pound bird, really nice turkey. He's got some really big hooks, about a little over an inch, almost an inch and a half spurs. And he's really a nice turkey. It was kind of a hard hunt, to be honest with you. This turkey really just wore me out. I'll be honest with you. I worked him a long time. As you can see, he's a full adult turkey. One of the neat things about this turkey, I guess, I'm kind of disappointed because, it's never shot one like this before, but you can see he's a fully adult turkey. If you see them spurs, you can see it's a very sharp hook, almost an inch and a half spurs. It's well over an inch spur. And, but he ain't got no beard. Look at this. He ain't got the slightest of a beard on him whatsoever. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it maybe where we had such a rough winter, maybe if it froze off. I've heard of them doing that, like if it's where their beard drags through the snow, deep snow or something, and maybe busted off, or if he was born without a beard or got beard rot. I don't know, but he's a fully, he's 22.5 pounds. He's a big gobbler and a big spurs, but he just ain't got a beard. And when I went up to him and started looking at him, I was looking for a beard and there wasn't one. I said, well, what about that? But he ain't a Jake. You can see he's a fully mature gobbler, and really a nice turkey. Let me see if I can get him. You can see he's a nice couple bird. Of things and a couple tips I want to share with you that maybe help you this turkey season. Maybe you young guys that's just starting to hunt, or maybe some of you older guys that's been hunting but just have kind of a hard time filling that turkey tag. Two things made this hunt successful for me. One, I didn't leave. I did not leave early. A lot of guys, they go out and they're really excited. Daylight, man, they hood on it. They either hood on their alcohol or wait for them to start gobbling and nothing. I mean, man, the last 2 days, it's been beautiful like this. I don't understand it. I mean, it's been high pressure and beautiful, warm. It's been like 55 degrees, daylight, and they just ain't gobbling. I'll be honest, they just wasn't gobbling. Yesterday, I never heard the first thing yesterday, and this morning they wasn't gobbling. Wasn't gobbling at all. And but a lot of guys, they have the tendency to want to, by 8 o'clock, man, their back starts hurting, or they get impatient, and they kind of want to run out to Hardee's or Shoney's and get breakfast, and say, well, we'll try it again in the morning. I didn't hear this gobbler till 9 o'clock. It was like really about 9 o'clock exactly when he started gobbling. When he started gobbling by himself. Now, anytime you have a gobbler that'll gobble by himself, that means he is looking for a girlfriend, and I knew the way he was gobbling because this sucker gobbled, I guarantee you, he gobbled 50 times before I even got, close enough to him. And then after I set up on him, he gobbled probably 70 more times. This thing gobbled over 100 times. And so he was really putting up some gobbling, but he was by himself. And I knew he was by himself because over the years you learn that if they're double gobbling by themselves, just that double gobbling, then I heard this turkey probably 100 yards. He was at least 100 yards way down in a holler. Now I'm up here on top of the hill. He's down here. Now what am I going to do? Get a box call and just just to have him gobble at me? No. Listen, I know you like to hear him gobble, but listen, you need to get close enough to where you can kill him. So here's what you do. I walked all the way down in the brush. Don't get out here in the open. Get in a field, in fence line like I did. I was right against the fence line, and I got in brush, and I just kept walking real slow toward him. I wasn't walking real loud. Make sure you don't shuffle your feet, and if the leaves are noisy like they was today, just walk real soft. Look, he ain't going nowhere. I guarantee he ain't going nowhere. He's there gobbling. All right, just take your time. And it took me about 10 minutes, of slow creeping just to get down there within about 60 to 70 yards from him. Now, it was really brushy. I mean, I'm honest to God, where I shot this turkey, I couldn't see 25 yards. I mean, I know it was going to be a close deal. And so I knew it was going to be a really close shot, and it was. It's probably, I really shot him about 13 steps, I think. He was close. And so what I did was I never called to him. You don't want to call just to get him gobbled, because what's going to happen is this. As soon as he hears you calling 70 yards from him, or 100 yards up the hill, and you ain't nowhere near him, what's he going to do? He's going to be throwing that head up, and he's going to be what? He's going to be looking from where that sound's coming from. And as you're moving and creeping, he's just going to be looking for more movement. So you want to just don't call to him. Don't call until you're set up. Don't say a word till you're set up and camouflage, face mask, and then you start calling once you're set up. Now he, as I started calling to him, he started gobbling back, of course. And he was gobbling at crows. He was gobbling at blue jays. I mean, this thing just gobbled at everything. I believe I could have jumped up and shouted. He would have gobbled. No, don't try that. I just said that. But he was really gobbling at everything. As I started calling, he started gobbling, and then he got a little bit closer. I could hear him getting a little bit closer up the hill. Well, so what do? Well, you sit there and wait and watch, all right? But then what happened? He moved back, and he started walking back and forth like they'll do. He walked down at the bottom of the holler, gobbled at 70 yards, then he'd move up to about 50, move back to 70, and I knew what he was doing. And you can't do nothing. All you can do is he hung up, okay? That's what you call a gobbler that hangs up. He comes so close, and he stops. And he wants you to come to him, because in nature the hen always goes to the gobbler. So what I did was I just started calling really soft. I started calling really, really soft. Now, I've got this mic on, so it's going to be a little bit louder, but I just had my mouth call. My face mask was on, and I was going. That's louder than what this, this mic's going to amplify it a lot, but just started purring, doing a lot of purrs, scratching on the leaves, making him think them hens is up there. Then I got my slate call out. When he hung up, I got my slate call out, started, doing a little bit of purr, and then doing a purr on my mouth call, making it sound like hens are feeding up there. Now, he was really gobbling, all right? So now, man, you're fired up. You're saying, oh, he's just going to fly right in here, and I'm going to kill him. It didn't happen. I worked an hour, 5 minutes on this turkey. The last 30 minutes, at least 25 minutes, at least, maybe 30, 25 to 30, he never gobbled. He just shut up. Now, what do? Well, you get nervous. Oh, well, he run off, or he saw something, or he's with a hen. No, listen. When they shut up, now listen, you young guys that's just starting out hunting. Anytime you have a turkey that's just gobbling like this and what, just gobbling at everything, and he just shuts up, don't be impatient. Sit there and just watch, because what happens if he goes 25, 30 minutes or 15, 20 minutes without gobbling, that's a good sign. It's a really good sign that he's coming in. He's just coming in quiet because he's looking for that hit. All right. So what a lot of guys do, and I did it last year, and I've been turkey hunting for 20 years. All right, and I did a bad mistake last year in 2009 season. And it cost me a gobbler, because I was calling to this turkey, and he was gobbling and gobbling. Then he shut up, and I knew he was coming in, but he went about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just like this one, and just shut up. And I didn't hear him. I thought, well, maybe he's got, So I got up and started moving down the hill, and he was just right over the hill. Another 10 minutes waiting, he'd have come right up to me. But he was probably 35, 40 yards. I just couldn't see him. I busted him off, and he went flying up through the air, and that's what this one would have done, because he was right there the whole time within 50 yards of me. I just couldn't hear him. I couldn't see him. He was just waiting for me to come to him. So be patient. If they just shut up, don't call. You say, well, I want to call to hear him gobble. Don't call. Just be still. Just don't say a word. I didn't call for 30 minutes, for at least 25, 30 minutes. I never made even a purr, a yelp, nothing. I just shut up, let him come looking for me. Now, and hope all of you have as much success as I've had today. And remember, be safe. Don't give up. They're out there, and they're waiting for a girlfriend. You be that girlfriend, and I guarantee you something. You're going to let him ride in the back of your truck just like I did mine today, all right? So until next time with the next bird, we'll see you right here. And be safe. Make sure you know what you're shooting at. God bless you, and I'll see you here, hopefully with another bird.